This is ENT Hooligans, your entertainment hub. What's up, guys? This is the Blade here with you on ENT Hooligans. And don't you guys worry, I got the rest of the ENT Hooligans crew here with me, you never fear. I got Mo, I got Ness, and I got Star Fox, and we are all in the building on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. And we are going to get into audio games and accessibility and things of that nature. And it's going to be a lot of fun on this Throwback Thursday, if you will. And if you guys want to get in touch with us or follow us, whatever you need to do, you can follow us right here on YouTube or Twitter, Facebook, and all that information will be in the video description. And if you're on iPhone or whatever, or a mobile device, you can just expand the video description, and you should be straight. And that's it. That's how you get in contact with a bunch of nerds like us. All right.
A nice,
cool.
a nice use of words there, considering what today's topic is, and don't be thrown off or discouraged by the music, even. Big up to those.
Actually, hit me up.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
For those familiar with audio games, obviously you know this from Crazy Party, or CP as we like to say.
CP? Yes,
it's an audio game. Austin,
an audio game. And everybody's like, what is an audio game?
I was about to tell you, can you explain, please?
I got you. It's no problem. I'm right there with you, homie. Well, basically an audio game, obviously you guys know how video games are. They're very visual. But an audio game, like, let's just say a shooter, for example. That's just probably the easiest example we can use to communicate this topic, I guess you want to refer to it. Let's just say that if there was a bad guy on your left, you would hear him shooting at you, and you would hit the left arrow key on your keyboard or something thereabout, and you would aim to the left. Or like if there's a pit they might fall into, you'll hear an audio cue on your left or right hand side. And that's how things are communicated in an audio game.
Exactly, through those audio cues, which the user obviously having no graphics on the screen has to use their hearing, so obviously there would be emphasis more so than anything else on those audio cues. So, speaking of audio gaming though, so word has it that accessibility has branched out to console gaming as well.
Yes,
to some form.
Yes, to some form. It's very limited at the moment, but it's catching on. Now, my understanding is NetherRealm is actually the first one to include such an option in Mortal Kombat X, if I'm right. It's like this audio cues.
I believe Injustice Gods Among Us was the first one to come out.
Or maybe it
was
wasn't Justice. Maybe that's what it was.
It was. By the way, thanks to Carlos for that one. And for those who know Carlos, Rattlehead, he's someone who attended EVO some years ago, and very inspirational guys. You know, thousands and thousands of people attend EVO, and for those who don't know what EVO is, it's a fighting tournament for fighters in terms of video gaming, and he, like I said, he ended up in 8th place. Think about it. Can't see at all. And out of thousands and thousands of participants, made it all the way to the finals. So, what does that tell you?
That's pretty impressive.
And I think, I want to believe, and I do believe actually, that he's a huge reason for why people have started opening their eyes and minds in terms of adding accessibility features in video games and consoles and what have you.
Yeah, exactly. And another one that we are actually starting to make contact with here on ENT Hooligans is Karen Stevens from EA, and I'm actually planning to buy the NBA live 2018 game and trying the accessibility of it for myself and give feedback on it.
Correct.
So, that would be pretty cool. Shout out to Karen Stevens, because we shouted out last week on our podcast. We were a bit out of context, but we did listen to the video, got the proper context towards the end of the show. So, yeah.
Correct. Now, I know that... Cool. You know, I want to say it's an awesome thing that people are paying attention to accessibility. Accessibility. Damn, that's hard to say sometimes.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough word.
Yes.
I need accessibility on the word accessibility.
Well, who do we talk to about that? Yeah. Who do we email about that?
I think we have to talk to the upper management.
Upper.
Oh.
Upper.
Oh, okay. Upper, huh?
Upper.
We got to talk to the upper management. Okay.
So we got to talk to YouTube.
What do you call it? Talk to the dictionary.
We got to talk to. We got to talk
whatever.
We got to talk to the creators on here. You know, the YouTube creators.
Talk to me.
All right. Okay.
Anyway, I think that everyone deserves a chance to play video games, not just. And for people who are blind, I think they also deserve. No, I know they also deserve to play console games because, it's easy for me to sit here and say I don't necessarily need accessibility for certain games, which. Okay, I don't, but I also have to be considerate of others whom video games may not come as easily because some people might have not had the luxury of playing video games since they were child. So me, I had that luck of the draw. You know, I started playing video games when I was about 4 or 5 years old. So video games have always been a part of my life, essentially.
You and me both.
And same here. I mean, I started off on a regular Nintendo. Back in the late 80s.
Exactly, yeah.
Early 90s. You know, then the Sega and things like that.
So did I.
And yeah, we all did.
Yep.
We're all, came from the same era, if you will.
And it just goes to show, yes, blind people do play video games.
Yes. Well, I mean, ever since we started off on audio games, I'm not sure if I'm going to nail every point, but... well, actually, the first audio game was an audio Formula 1 game back in 1999. But the first one that really started this whole audio game term, or whatever you want to call it, was Grizzly Gulch.
I love Grizzly
from
Gulch.
Babysoft. Grizzly Gulch, yes.
That's the one that takes place in the West, right? Or something like that?
Yeah,
yes,
that's
the Western one, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the thing about Grizzly Gulch, though, only buttons you really used was the 4 arrow keys. Yes. That's how simple it was at the time.
Right, and it's funny you say that because I was going to ask you, how have audio games evolved? And they really have.
Yes. They really have. So Grizzly Gulch, it was very hand-holding, though, because this was such a new topic that they had to introduce everybody to it and get everybody used to this concept of audio direction. And yes, you can still play it, and we might play it here on this channel, actually. Even though other people have done it. Big up to Liam. He's done it, but we should do it on here, because Grizzly Gulch... Now, keep in mind, Grizzly Gulch came out in the year 2000, and we know how computers were back then.
Yes.
And surprisingly, it does work 17 years later. Not without faults on Windows 10 and all that, but it does work.
You were happy with 20 gigs of memory.
Right, exactly.
Those were the days.
You were happy if you had 64 megs of RAM. On a Windows 98 computer.
Whoever has Grizzly Gulch, I want a copy of it. Thank you.
It's still on audiogames.net.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's still there.
I'm not sure.
It is.
It might be,
I checked.
But the thing... Really? I didn't know you could download it.
I'm not sure if... That's the one thing I'm not sure of, is the link dead on there or not.
See, here's the thing about Grizzly Gulch, and I'll say this. It's still a very murky topic in terms of obtaining it, because the company really didn't like people passing around. But I don't know if the company is still around. and I'm trying to be very careful about how I word all this because this is going to be a YouTube public video, so I really don't know what happened to Bavisoft. I don't know. And I don't want to throw out misinformation here, so Grizzly Gulch might be really hard to obtain. I'll just leave it at that. I will say this, and forgive me for saying this, but I think on that it depends on who you know. If somebody happens to have it, that's all I'm saying.
Very true.
The first
and I'll leave it there.
Was actually a game called, it was like Space Invaders. It was for the Apple IIe.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes, that's absolutely it.
Yes.
Welcome to Space Invaders.
Yes, that's
Copyright
what it was.
1985. I forgot about that. Yes. That's absolutely right.
Yes,
that's
absolutely
correct.
That was the
yes.
first audio game I was introduced to.
Yes, and this was in the mid '80s.
Now I want to go around with a question here, real quick.
Okay.
What's up?
When you guys were first introduced to the concept of audio games, because I'm asking this assuming that console games were the first in which we were introduced to in terms of video gaming. So when you were first introduced to audio gaming, what were your initial thoughts coming into it, and what were your thoughts afterwards?
Ooh.
And I'm talking, put yourself back then. Yes, put yourself back then, not now. Because now you play an audio game, you're like, holy crap, wow. Especially when you play Crazy Party. It's amazing.
Oh, man. That's... Wow. Oh, man. Okay, well, I guess ever since I was talking about it, I'll get mine out of the way.
Right. Go ahead.
Man, I gotta think. Okay. There might be somebody that could... Well... May my friend John, maybe once he hears this, maybe can clarify a little bit, but it had to have been maybe 2002 or 2003, something around there. And I was at the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, and we had this computer class, or maybe it was 2000, I don't know. Okay, but the long and short of it is we had this computer class, and the computer teacher told us about this audio game called Grizzly Gulch. And she told me that it would give directions on how to play it. You really didn't need to read anything at the time. And I was like, okay, this will be interesting. And it did explain things. And you kind of had to figure things out on your own a little bit. But the thing, how Grizzly Gulch teaches you the concept of left and right, was through the shooting range, and you get a gun and things that nature. And you'd hear this bottle go off to the left. And you had to aim your gun, and the clicking sound of your gun, it would be in the center by default. And then you hit your left arrow one time and it would go, and then you hit the up arrow to fire it. So that's how that concept was introduced in Grizzly Gulch. So that's how that one was.
What was your question again?
What was our initial reaction when we were first introduced to audio games?
Reaction.
Our initial reaction.
Going into it and afterwards. After you sat down and actually played the game.
Yeah. So afterwards, sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
But to wrap this one up for you, my afterward impression was like, wow, that's pretty actually ingenious. I never heard of anything like that in my life because now a bit of a not backstory, but a little bit of background for you. Well, you guys know that a lot of the TVs back then were very mono. And a lot of the older games were kind of stereo-based, somewhat. Yes. Not really, but it kind of was. Mm-hmm. And when I got a stereo TV for the first time, I was like, whoa, all these old Sega games are in stereo. So, it's interesting.
Even Sonic is in stereo.
Yes, exactly. So that's my memory working for you there.
So who goes next?
Throwback Thursday.
All right, well.
Stalemate? No? Ladies?
Ladies first, I'd say.
Go ahead, Crystal.
All right.
That's what I'd say.
Well, my initial reaction, I thought it was going to be like Mortal Kombat. No, I was highly disappointed because it wasn't like Mortal Kombat. It was, you just hit the space bar. And I was disappointed. Then I played Grizzly Gulch. My reaction was, that's cool, but it's not fighting, essentially. You don't have stuff going everywhere.
Right. It wasn't what you were used to growing up, right?
Right. Exactly. That was my initial reaction afterward.
Yeah.
My initial reaction when I started playing audio games was like, it's not like Mortal Kombat. So I was off it.
What about you, Ness?
It wasn't like what I expected.
Well, when I was first introduced to audio games back in, I'd say about 2009, 2010, roughly around there, I had kind of retired from gaming altogether at that time. So, my initial thought was, audio games, what's this concept about? So the first audio game I played was Top Speed.
Oh man.
Now obviously I don't really I was never really interested in any sort of NASCAR or any racing of a sort at all. But I played this. I'm like, all right, this could be fun. Okay, let's see. But I was disappointed that the sounds were unrealistic. The recovery time was unrealistic. Everything about it was just way too unrealistic. So then I tried playing Long Jump. You guys remember the Long Jump game, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm like, how the hell do you do this? Like, well, the commands.
Wow.
I mean, So I played a few. Then I went to my bread and butter, which was sports games, which is my main thing growing up. And I played I believe, was it the baseball game?
Yeah, it was both baseball and football.
Yeah, so I played the baseball
and
game and I
golf.
played the football game. I didn't play the golf game.
That was actually fun, believe it or not.
But
It actually was fun, believe it or not.
It was really disappointing. The sports games were really, because the sounds again were way too unrealistic.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, just why? That was my only gripe with it. So I just stopped playing altogether. I'm just like, okay. So then when I was introduced to Crazy Party recently, I thought to myself,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I remember the last time I played on audio games and they were really bad, so I don't know.
And I remember I kept telling him, bro, you're gonna be hooked on this one.
Yeah, and they really have evolved over years, and yeah, it's pretty awesome, these adventure games.
Because Crazy Party has you doing essentially everything. You're jumping around, you're moving, you're looking for things, you're searching, you're hiding from things, you're evading. It's got you killing things.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
There's even things for your brain.
And then of course Blind Legend has storyline. It has
Yes.
It's pretty cool. It has dialogue, it has cutscenes, it has storylines, it has it has fighting scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got horses in it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I only wish we could have kept the horsey the whole way through, right?
Yeah.
No!
Why? Why couldn't
Poor
we
thing
keep
died
the
when the
horsey?
bridge collapsed.
Yeah. The horsey rocked.
He did.
Yeah.
Hey, don't judge. I like this.
Yes.
That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's now or
legit.
never. Come hold me tight. Right, that's it.
Really, bro. Really. So my initial reaction to audio games, I believe I was introduced to my first audio game back in, what was it, 2003, 2004, give or take. Now by that time, obviously, I had gotten Sonic and Mario and Crash Bandicoot, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, Grand Theft Auto. I had, Max Payne. I'd gotten a dose of all those games. And my expectation, unfortunately, at that time was high. Because I'm thinking, okay, it's a game. So I was under the mindset of all games are pretty much the same, even if they don't have the graphical capabilities.
Right.
Well,
right.
Boy, I was disappointed. Very disappointed. To the point where it didn't get to a point where I disliked audio games, but it got to a point where I said, why are all these games so simple? Why is it so generic? Why is it just point and click? Why does every game seem like this? And it wasn't until maybe 2009, 2010 when 3DV came out, which is a flight simulator. And boy, did that change my mind quick. I mean, that's another game that has you fighting off different enemies, and you're flying around and having to do emergency landings, in a situation where your fuel is low, and it was just an all-around game. It was an actual game. It wasn't your generic guess the sound, click left or click right, up, down, and press space to jump type crap.
Attention passengers, we have to make an emergency landing.
Well, and the pilot's blind.
You have landed at Numinati Airport.
No, and the thing is, this game has cutscenes and things of that nature as well. It was.
That's all. That's all part of the thrill, man. The thrill of the gaming experience is all part of it. Like,
yes.
It was a hell of a game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But as a long time gamer, I never felt as somebody who's blind like, oh well, I can't do this because I can't see.
Yeah.
No, I've always played these games, whether it be with my cousins and all them. Hey.
But no,
we had a ball.
I've never disliked audio games. It was more my want for them to evolve.
Yes.
Right.
Because I always felt that they deserved to evolve because, okay, if you're in the position of I can't play video games because of whatever good excuse or lame excuse you have, I think that everyone deserves to know what actual games are
what it feels like.
What it is, what it's like to play a game that has cutscenes, what it's like to play a game that has you doing more than just guessing sounds, what it's more, what it's like to play games that are that expand more than just your ordinary card or dice game.
Right.
But is it? Yeah. But is it? But see, the thing with this ideology of I can't do video games because I'm blind. It's the same thing with watching television. They feel the same way about watching television.
Yes.
That's not even. I mean, that's not even necessary. I mean, you could still.
Right. Exactly. People, they use this blindness excuse, for not doing something.
Right, because you don't listen. You don't hear a game on TV. You watch it.
You watch it.
Right. Exactly. You
hear it on the radio and you watch it on TV.
Just because you can't see it physically doesn't mean that you can't see it. You're seeing it with your mind.
Right. Exactly. And even when I do hear games on the radio, I still watch that game.
Exactly.
Because I want to fit in to society as much as I can.
So but Austin, when you watch games on television, do you feel like you're out of the loop because it's on television and you can't see what's happening?
No, I just try to. I hope the play-by-play is halfway decent, or either that you listen, you can hear them dribbling the basketball, or you could hear them kick the football, or whatever.
Or if it's a cutscene,
by the crowd's reaction.
Right. Or if it's a cutscene in another type of game, like a shooter or a fighter, you listen for those context clues afterwards, and then you piece it together. You're like, oh, that's what
context is very important. Yes.
It's the same thing.
Because we can't forget these games have a lot of dialogue now, and. A lot of people complain.
It's the same thing with movies. I mean, audio description. It's a bonus feature that's now being implemented, but it's not something that I am going to personally lose.
It shouldn't
sleep
be
over.
a deal breaker. I mean, I'll admit it does help me a good deal. It's not a deal breaker necessarily, but if I want to see it really bad enough, I will watch it. But I'm not one of these people who's like, oh well, you gotta have it, or suing because you don't have it.
It's a bonus.
That's not
it's really a bonus. Yeah, it's a bonus.
And that's another thing, by the way. I know it's a little bit off topic, but a lot of blind people in these blindness organizations are very sue happy. It's like, well, this isn't accessible, so they and that does more harm than good. It really does.
rather than trying to bridge the gap with the people they're trying to sue and going, hey,
you just
guys,
bring the law into it.
How about if you do X, Y, and Z to help to make things more accessible for your blind customers.
Instead of forcing their hand and forgive the term, but then they might half-ass it because they feel like they got to do this, instead of having dialogue, and that's what I tend to do, like Twitter and things of that nature.
Because again, like it's you got to, because these companies genuinely don't know. They don't.
No,
they're not purposely doing it. They just don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. We have to educate them instead of suing them.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Going back to the video game thing, though, cutscenes are so crucial, and they're such a vital point in terms of development of games now, that in certain games you can't skip cutscenes, which I don't mind that. I know some people do.
I don't mind it either.
A lot of people love watching cutscenes because
I love it.
They not only explain the story, and they're not only there to help advance the game in terms of plots and things of that nature, but they also give you clues as towards what your next mission is in the game.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't mean to switch topics again, but while we're on the topic of suing, there's one very famous example from a couple years back, and there's this blind guy, and he sued Sony because of the whole accessibility thing.
Yeah, I remember.
I just wanted to bring that up because it was on that topic, and I don't know what he did beforehand. I'm not sure what he did. I don't know if he made an effort to contact Sony or what, but that's definitely the wrong way to go about it, because then they may not want to do it, or it's not going to be very good. So
because
that's
what message are What message are we giving off by suing? How are they going to categorize us afterwards?
Oh, we better do this, otherwise we'll
right.
get sued.
It's entitlement, dude. I'm just going to tell you, and a lot of people may not want to hear it. That's all it is. It's entitlement, dude. When you suing Sony like that, is telling you that, well, you got to do this and this and this. It's that entitlement mentality.
Well, Sony's going to look at you and say, "Who the hell you think you are?"
Yeah,
and just to make things clear, I mean, filing a lawsuit should be your last resort, not your first.
Yeah, but does something of this nature, does something of this, with this sort of character, does it even deserve, to be taken to court and things like that? I mean.
No,
come on.
No, there are bigger issues to worry about than the inaccessibility of a video game. Come on.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It just clogs up the legal system and things of that nature.
And
it's just useless things. Yeah, then it's like their obligation.
But, again, it's a last resort, though. If you are going to do it, it should be a last resort.
Yes.
If you tried to contact them and they're not willing to work with you, okay, take them to court.
Yeah.
But don't just go, well, I tried to play this, but I couldn't because it's not accessible, and I'm going to take you to court. No.
Right.
Go ahead, Crystal.
Don't be all trigger happy to take somebody to court now.
Go ahead, Crystal.
Oh. What I was going to say was, if they feel obligated to do it, then they can do a horrible job at it. It could be rushed or something, because they feel obligated to do it. They have to do it now.
But here's and not only that. If they do it without half-assing it, then the same people will find something else to nitpick at.
Yeah, they'll find something to complain about. Exactly.
Come on, man.
Some people are never happy.
Like video games.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now, Austin, I want to ask you. I want to ask you personally this question, but
okay.
Do you feel that fighting games need accessibility? And then I ask because in a fighting game, it's not like you're playing a platformer or a shooter. You're basically on a one-way grid, so to speak. I mean, it is a 2D platform, but there's that concept of, okay, there's only but so much space. You know what I'm saying? Before you reach a corner in which you can't walk any further.
Yeah, exactly. Me personally, I don't believe so. Well, it depends on what it is. Like, maybe if there is, like... how can I explain it? Like something you can pick up or something, or... Kind of like what Mortal Kombat does. Kind of like what NetherRealm did. Theirs is actually very good. It's not too little and it's not too much.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with the objects, though. Here's the thing with the objects in Mortal Kombat and Injustice. They're usually on one side or the other side of the stage, though. I've found out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're either all the way at the far right or all the way at the far left.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that, but no, I don't believe fighting games would really qualify. And the thing is, you can overdo accessibility. You can have too much noise going on that takes away from the gameplay. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing, too. Now, driving games, obviously, yes. Those would be a good candidate. Or like a shooter or something. But a fighting game, no. Because, we've all played fighting games. We've had very good success with it. So why, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it, basically.
Exactly.
Right, for shooters, you could implement...
That's the way I feel.
For shooters, you could implement maybe a beeping system, some detection type of thing that lets you know
and same
if you're
driving.
locked onto target and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And for driving, you can have beeps, telling you left, right,
a similar thing. Exactly.
Like according to where you have to turn, you'll hear a beep in that certain direction.
Yes. Exactly. And another thing it could do is like mid-left, mid-right, and things of that nature, and that could give a gauge of how sharp is the turn.
Correct.
If it's all the way in the right or left, then it's a very sharp turn.
Correct.
Or something. That's what I would do.
But if it's a sharp turn, then you'll hear it on your right or your left, but it'll be more center-based.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was thinking if it's not a very sharp turn, that would be more center-based.
Yeah, kind of like
that would make more sense. If it's a sharp turn, then it's all the way on the
kind of
left.
Kind of like this.
Kind of like that.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Kind of like this.
Yes.
And then if you have to go far left, you'd be here. So on.
Yes.
And so
exactly.
forth.
There you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep, a concepts like that. So
now there
this
are
is interesting.
They're also implementing this, as we mentioned earlier, in smart games.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, it's another genre which I don't feel personally needs accessibility. Well, okay, maybe football doesn't. Simply because I don't know. It's just. Maybe it's just me, because I've played football games all my life, but football, it's so easy to comprehend in terms of video gaming, because all you do is you press A or X to snap the ball, and then, just pick and choose either face button, and it'll throw to somebody, and then once you feel the controller rumble... it tells you, okay, I could advance forward now by pressing up on the left stick.
On the analog stick, the left thumbstick.
I've never played
the arrow.
Football game in a while. Exactly. I don't know. It's just
now something like basketball, something like FIFA, NHL.
That could use it.
Okay, that could use accessibility, absolutely.
Yes.
Because those games are very pass happy.
They're very pass happy, and it's pretty much non-stop action. There's no
it's more directional as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
As opposed to football, it's just one way forward.
Yeah, just passing, basically. Yeah, and so the thing is, and that's something I'm hoping I can help EA figure out, is what's a good system here. Because you don't want to overdo it or underdo it. You want to get it correct. That it's not overbearing, but it's still helpful. So that's what I'm hoping
and see, therein lies the challenge, because everybody seems to have their own boundary of accessibility.
Yeah.
Our particular boundary may not be somebody else's.
Somebody else's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was gonna make another point here. Dang, I forgot. I hate when that happens.
I guess if I were gonna add accessibility to a football game, I suppose it would be like queuing when a particular receiver is open or not open or what have you.
Yeah, right, which is what Madden does now, actually.
Right.
What you do is you go around, you press the 4 face buttons, and whichever gives you the most rumble, that's where you basically pass to. But again, your dexterity has to come into play. Click, 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 click. Okay, yes. I feel more rumble on the O button. Boom, press O. Or in Xbox case, that would be B. And there's also one thing that I do like, though, in terms of accessibility with Madden is the fact that they give you rumble feedback in terms of your kicking meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's cool.
No.
So that's actually a useful feature to have. Yeah.
I do like the kicking meter being there. I enjoy that.
Yes. Now the only thing is, and I'm not trying to complain here. But let's say somebody like me, how can I enable this by myself? I have to have somebody tell me the menu, or what they can do. I just had an idea. Like, let's just say that Madden detects that narrator is running, and it enables it for you. And when it's not running, it's disabled.
Right.
That way, it's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's actually a valid concern. The inaccessibility of the menus. That's actually a valid concern.
Yes. But that also is going to be resolved because they're going to hook narrator into the menus. That's
correct. They're working
that's the next frontier.
Yeah. Right. So they're working on plugging narrator into the games themselves, or having somewhere where they both can work in tandem with each other.
When that happens, dude, it's going to be.
You guys realize that opens up a world of possibilities.
That's going to. Oh my goodness, dude!
World of endless possibilities.
Awesome.
That's going to break a lot of barriers. And here's endless possibilities. Nice.
Cheap plug.
And here's something else. We're going to take it a step further and have it read the pop-ups on the screen.
Really?
Because there's pop-ups too.
Yeah, really.
And that's next.
True. You know what?
Man.
One thing I've always wanted is for either system to read QT events.
Yes.
What's that?
That'd be really
QuickTime
nice.
events.
QuickTime events.
Okay. That would be awesome.
And no, not Apple QuickTime.
No.
I said to bring that up.
QuickTime events are
QuickTime
QuickTime events, folks, are basically you might be playing a game and there might be something, a chest that you need to unlock or a barrier that you need to get through, and there's no way around it unless you complete a puzzle. And this puzzle commands you to press different button prompts during a particular time frame. So on the screen you might see X square OO. So I'm supposed to press X square OO within maybe 4 or 5 seconds.
Exactly.
A second per button press.
Yes. See, now we kind of have to learn it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
right now, QuickTime events, I do it by memorization, or I watch my boy Rad Bread on YouTube.
Shout out to Rad Bread.
Yep.
Shout out to Rad Bread.
Stay humble, my friend.
I'm gonna have to listen to him. I mean, check him out.
So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Listen, I think a cool game in terms of accessibility, something that would be cool for everyone to play, and I think that this could be done in terms of audio gaming. A game similar to Cuphead. Think about that.
I gotta list that game. I've not heard that game.
Yeah, what is that?
I know what it is,
Cuphead,
but I want to
the one that's the old cartoony style type of game.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear this game. I really want to hear it.
That is so cool.
I still gotta
want
listen
that game.
to it.
I haven't gotten that game yet, but I want it.
I might buy it for my Xbox One. As crazy as that sounds, I might actually buy it.
I want that game.
I've thought about it.
Cuphead.
Because it's so old school.
Cuphead.
Let me see if I can get
those
cool
silent
topic.
cartoons.
I won't get any advisory from YouTube if I play this. So.
We guys were talking about wanting audio. Mo, you specifically talked about wanting audio games to evolve. Well, yes. I'm waiting for sports audio games to evolve. I'm waiting for that. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for too.
I want to see how they do with that.
Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to make
Hold
an
on,
excuse
guys.
here, but the thing about Oh.
Go ahead.
So here's Cuphead.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh wow.
Let me forward it a little
nice.
bit so you guys could hear the gameplay.
Yeah, because the music don't want to get hit for copyright.
But no, it's no problem with the music or any of this.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
Oh wow. Sounds like a freaking Tom and Jerry or something. Is what it reminds me of.
Popeye.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what it does. That's so crazy.
Hey, easy.
Watch this. Watch this.
Oh.
Listen carefully to this. Watch. You guys heard that?
Ah, yes.
Yes.
The classic record sound.
It was a record sound, yes.
The old classic, old record, vinyl record sound.
Yes.
Happy Throwback Thursday, folks.
All we need is the what's that? What's that guy's name? Damn, I forgot his name, but he's the one who used to the first voice you would hear when you would watch Popeye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's Popeye's a Cinnamon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Cuphead.
Classic.
Wow. So there was something I was going to say. What the heck was I going to say? Because there was something that I was thinking about. And I wanted to bring it up. Gosh darn it. What the heck was it, man? Now it's going to kill me. Until... Oh, I know what it was. This is a really good topic because what we can do is we can pass this to companies. Be like, hey, there's a YouTube video that our channel did covering this topic. And this can give you some ideas on maybe what to do. And to show that there is a market for such a thing like this.
Yes,
you know?
Correct.
And not just us, but for other people, we can pass our people like, hey, we did a video on YouTube discussing this topic. And it'll show that there's a need for, and people would buy the games, because after all, games are about making money, so it would actually increase their sales.
Would you like to see an audio Cuphead?
Yes.
That would be so cool.
I know what I was going to say
now.
now.
That would be so awesome.
Now, I actually know a developer of audio games. I know the guy that developed TDV. And I'll leave it at that. The thing about audio games is it depends on who's developing it. But, normally, audio game is about maybe 4 or 5 person team and a beta tester. And sports games, I just feel like that's going to take a lot for them to evolve in the audio arena. It can be done, obviously, but, and then once, and when that happens, the prices, they're going to need to charge money for this.
You would need to charge
and it may
for
be
that.
$40, $50,
Well, given the development costs and given what little resources...
That's what I'm saying.
And given what little team they're going to have on hand for that sort of game, I mean, they are going to have to jack up the prices because, come on, you need to make that money. You need to recoup and invest. So.
And, yes. And the thing that happens, I'm not making excuse here, but blind people, either they're on SSI or they're working and don't make much money. So they're not... A lot of them are not willing to throw $50, $60 for a game.
Correct.
I, for one, would be, because I understand the development, but I think my personal opinion is more, I guess, blind people, I know it sounds really bad, but I think more blind people need to be educated on what goes into a game, because I know when I was educated, I was like, wow, okay, it made sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the problem, is people like us need to be educated on what goes into an audio game. Maybe they'll be more apt to buy it.
Yes.
But then there are those blind people who are like...
Of course there's those stubborn.
I can't see, so,
Right.
they've never played a video game in their life because they think,
Right.
oh, I can't see, so why should I do that?
Well, Yeah, and that's true, but I think for them, maybe they need proof, or maybe have a chance to try it, because it's going to be hard to change their minds. It can be done.
Right.
But I think they would need some proof, like, hey, this, show them some audio, if you will, and show them that, yes, you can do it. I don't know, that's the way I would look at it. That's the way that I personally operate.
And you know what? And I'm not asking for an audio game in terms of sports that meets the same expectation
like
as Madden or NBA Live or NBA 2K or any of the console sport games. However, something decent.
Though. Yes. Exactly. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Sports games would be very hard. And so would driving games. I feel like that'd be another very complex thing to get correct.
I think one thing in sport games that I would assume would not be carried into the game itself would be in-game commentary.
No, there's no
because that would be a hell of a script to write.
Yes.
Not only that, but process and produce in the game itself.
Yes.
Right.
And the size of the game too.
Yes.
Because you want it to sound halfway decent. You don't want it to sound bit-ratey.
So, I mean, I guess so long as you can include crowd sounds and Avian and,
yes.
The sound of football
like
players
that.
colliding,
the thing
hitting
with
a
sports
baseball,
games is,
so on and so forth.
There's no reason for in-game commentary because they already have play-by-play and color commentary in it already.
What do you mean?
So there would
I'm
be no need
I'm
for
lost.
that at all.
Wait, I'm lost.
As far as the whole in-game commentary thing.
No. What I mean is the actual play-by-play commentary. That's what I meant. Like in an audio game, it would be kind of difficult to process that. I mean, to have a one-man, and at that, a two-man commentary team would be even more brutal. A play-by-play and color commentator. So.
Yeah.
Right.
I think when it comes to sports and audio games, it has to be as basic as can be, but yet at the same time making it sound complex, and that's where the difficulty of it comes in.
They're the challenge.
How to make it sound, how to make it feel as authentic as possible, without losing any of that feel of realism.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because there are sport games, yes. However, a lot of them are, or all of them, should I say, are more on the arcadey side of things, as opposed to it being a straight-up simulator.
Like a season.
Right.
Exactly. Yes. That's exactly it. So.
How do you feel in terms of shooters?
I
remember you and I. We used to play RTR.
Road Rage, yes, and it's still playable. Shooters have been covered fairly well in this market, and now there's Ultra. Oh God, Undead Assault. I'm sorry, and it does work, by the way. I was able to log in yesterday, so.
Oh, you logged in yesterday?
Back on that. Yes.
Oh, bro, we gotta do a round of that, man.
For real.
We gotta do a round of that.
We'll see how it goes. I'll see what I got going on. But yeah,
but
that
man,
could be a fun video.
RTR, that was fun, bro. And I love those map creators too.
Yeah. Man, I was up till 5 in the morning on my Boot Camp MacBook Pro when it came out. I was like, holy snap.
Not me.
'Cause that's what I was waiting for.
Austin, John, and I would stay on that game forever.
Man, I remember I'd go over to John's apartment at the time, and God, we'd be up till God knows how long. We'd be up all night long on frickin' RTR back in the day.
But we gotta get
amazing how quickly time goes by when you're
We gotta get a Dead Assault bumping and jumping though.
For sure. And this was 5 years ago. This was back in 2012 era.
When
it's a game called bumping and jumping.
It's a game called Undead Assault.
Oh, Undead Assault.
It's only Windows. Unfortunately.
Oh, it's only Windows. Oh.
Yes. No, it doesn't run on the Mac, unfortunately. I don't believe... No, it's only
No,
Windows.
it doesn't.
Because it's written in Python, too. which I think that's one of the first IO games to use Python, actually.
I believe it is.
Yes, that's what I understand. Because normally people use the Blast Bay gaming toolkits. They use Snake.
No, these are developing.
I see what you did. I see what you did there. I follow you. They use Cobra. Imagine if they had a program language called Cobra.
King Cobra!
Well, there was a Mortal Kombat character named Cobra, remember him?
Yes, there was.
Oh, yes, I remember
that.
I remember that. That's funny. I was just about to say there was Cobra and MK.
Yep.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
man.
right.
So
And
any
of course,
final
there's
thoughts?
Snake and Metal Gear. No, but this was good, man.
Blind people can play video games just like sighted people can.
Yep.
And sometimes
Exactly.
better.
That's right.
Oh yes, ask my
That's
boy
right.
Chris. He could tell you.
Ask my cousin, he'll tell you. Ask my whole
Yeah.
family, they'll
She'll
tell you.
Listen,
They
Chris.
know.
Chris has
Ask
only
about us, man.
Chris has only
Ask
beaten me
about us.
maybe 2 times in Street Fighter, give or take. Maybe once in Mortal Kombat. I've
Listen,
owned
my
him.
family, they know.
I've owned him in FIFA. I've owned him in
Damn.
Street Fighter, in Mortal Kombat, in Killer Instinct. I've owned him in every other soccer game available.
Hey! I bet you he didn't see that coming.
Chris, I love you,
Wow,
my man.
nice. That's funny.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris. I was just about to say that. We're about to say it at the same time.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Giants
folks,
suck.
yes they do. Anyway, folks,
They do.
I am an ENT hooligan. They're ENT hooligans. You guys are ghouligans.
That's right.
My audience, our audience. We are the entertainment
That's right.
hub for all, and for all the entertainment hub. Anybody else want to continue this and give them people a nice peace out?
Peace out.
Well, folks, as always, thank you for tuning in. Continue to do so as we continue to bridge the gap, inform, entertain, enlighten, do a little bit of everything. Enjoy your weekend, guys, and God bless.
And I'll be playing Madden tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah, and we got Undead Assault.
I'll be using the best team in football, by the way.
Undead Assault. We should
The
do a
Eagles?
video
You
And
gonna
you
use
better
the
not
Eagles?
say, get out of here.
Come on,
you can't.
come on, Mo. Let's send our audience out with a resounding EAGLES, Eagles.
Shut up with those beak tweaking pluckers.
Wow.
Later, folks. Don't listen to his ignorance. Go play a game or something.
Homies. Go play game.
Go play Crazy Party.
Go play a game. Yeah.
Go ahead,
Shout
let's
out
play
to the
Crazy
makers of
Party.
Crazy Party, man.
Let's play Crazy
Play
Party.
some GTA.
Oh, yeah!
Classic, man, classic. Woo!